Very good morning. From us here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Say our first time out there, boss. I want to say very thank you to you, Charlie. And now first off, investors, no boys need track code no the 11 big odds, 11 odds, and on the year. It's congratulations to all of them. So you invest and I said now when they are, it means you didn't stick. Today I'm giving you another opportunity. Just go into the description of the video below. Just go down there. You see, say all of the codes now are there. In fact, even in another video I posted, they were there in the evening. No, it was there this morning. Right now, it's also going to be there. You can pick it up and then go and stick and then go and get it on. Of course, difficult for you. Or what you can do is that just go on Facebook, search Fiifi-Manfred. You see Fiifi-Manfred Facebook, 82,000 followers. Just check down there. Codes and go on again. You can go to Twitter as well, Fiifi_Manfred, and also you can go enjoy something over there in terms of everything that's going on with the kind of games that air custom around Rene. There isn't just the conversation around the games, no transfer conversation about, and it looks as you say they might be ever custom yes starting because now right after the game, meaning it's a relevant for Carlo Ancelotti no more problem was a day. Your ball match and check and a quick who said relevant for the Albert was said Madrid for no Brazil for no buy no money Carlo Ancelotti be didn't come up. BBS, they have agreed that they are going to let Brent Papa, your friend, Carlo Ancelotti go to team your friend, Brazil national team, as this end of the season. And it was AS Darius also reported that, and Darius reported as no matter what happens in the La Liga, it looks confirmed that Carlo Ancelotti will leave Real Madrid. I think that this is going to be something that you and I are expecting in terms of how things are going to pan out for Madrid this season. And the Copa del Rey probably would have given Madrid a little bit of a breather. Not any far-fetched, because really in the second half the game was there for Madrid. For they could have gotten something out of it. But I kind of several times at Barca this season, they have a way that they dig deep, and they do it well. They will dig deep constantly. They will find ways to get a job, and then a treat and Hansi with a flick. And they are sharing the Barca team that makes them succeed consistently, and that's exactly how they are. And that came into play. And after the game, a lot of things went on over there after the game. The players they made the red card. We just said Jude Bellingham with the red card. Whilst the game ended, Abrantia, your friend Rudiger, I see the red card. Lucas Vasquez saying in the red card, and yet Tessia Nano pay Rudiger once she near Madrid. Royal Football Federation referees almost suspended them for somewhere close to 4 to 12 matches. And Brantia, your friend Rudiger, Rafinha at some point in time also was complaining about the yellow card for dime, it was very important over there. After the game, Madrid were distraught. This season there, the truth of the matter is that Barca for and Madrid for so they were solid. It was solid, and I was talking about the three main tactical switches. To an extent, to compare 5 Carlo Ancelotti used in the game. And the first one was that Barca for the very first time this season, Madrid for the respect of them more. Respect in the sense that Madrid for would accept Barca for better than them. They would cede possession to them, ask them to come, and then come and break them down. So I'll be breaking it down there. Then the game plan, counter, on the opposite side in terms of attacking, for Madrid will be to go on a counter attack, will be to be very transitional and then be direct. Now, it's a ODOB bonus. The game plan is to be direct, not the best set off you. Now I'll be making a lot of low blocks and then wait for you to make a mistake and then translate that. You need to be careful of certainly because I'm a plan not literally wait my boning but just one plan you are in trouble. But I think that Hansi Flick first thing that he did was excellent with respect to the fact that even before what happened on the field of play, or for a very long time, which is for me the mental psyche and toughness of Barca team. And whilst that is number one, in terms of explaining. I'll put it at the last end because Juma Hansi Dieter Flick from the beginning of the season. In fact, after game, I will be saying, say, what did he do then? Why? Because we're transforming a team. Last season, Omanji Bibia, Saki Omo legenda, now Oyomo coach, and it's and everyone. How is it that he has been able to transform Team BC at this point in time? Abra season but there's still a lot more. A bit near about for Mono, Hansi Flick or and before that, Laporta Eka said Flick was chosen by the analysis of Deco and Bojan, who evaluated his career and professionalism. That is where I said more kind of honor. Now you go and listen to what Hansi Dieter Flick said. On Bisana about Juskunde Goro, on Bisana about Onwankasa, on Bisana about what he did to the team. Flick, when we got here, all the fans in the street were cheering on us, and when we saw their faces, it was really amazing. Then inside the stadium, the atmosphere was amazing and a great stadium over there. That is what Hansi Flick echoed about when he got here. So I'm very happy to be here and work with a great group of players. Everyone here works hard and day after day to improve the level more and more. When you take a job like this, you always have to think positively. That is the thing I was looking for. I said, you maybe say, you need to think positively. Hansi Flick ever far about said, Jumano, we're instilling what you call the positive thinking and the mental toughness into Barca team. Go in there, believe in your abilities. Me as a coach, I'll give you the tactical framework to build on. My beliefs will be to me at the end of the season. Barca against Benfica, the Dalum. Why against Otavigo? Why against, I think, Leganes or so league in the certain games, Barca winning 1-0, 1-0. Then against Atletico de Madrid. Why against Madrid and Manager when they were down by 2-1. And the season had to be defined on that. So for me, the very first thing, which is not purely tactical, about mental and psychological, is how much work has gone into Barca for players. Because in 117th minute, now Jules Koundé fast ball. Usually, as a fullback, that time, what you want to do is that you want to set off, you want to prevent conceding of a goal. But Bonnie follow one or realize that there is danger. Brahim Diaz now. Brahim Diaz holding on to the run quickly, pick a ball. And according to Pedri, Brazil Koundé fast ball no be at him so more shot. Now, so it's about the mental toughness of the team that for me did work for Barca in the first one. And I think that again, the team management of Hansi Dieter Flick has been top notch. So how times where he has rotated, brought in Ferran Torres. Ferran has been very important. Danny Olmo at some point in time. Even how he has managed Gavi this season has been spot on. Second half when Gavi came on, he did a very good job in there. And at some point in time, Pedri Frimo. Look at the job he did with Femi Lopez. For a lot of Barcelona fans, baby, Hansi Flick ain't Shena any idea at the left-hand side where people believe that Hector Fort is better than Gerardo Martin. It is Alejandro Balde but Hector Fort won instead of Gerardo Martin. But generally, Hansi Flick has done an excellent team management. And now, we're losing the main center forward in Robert Lewandowski. And also, okay, fine. Then, me find a solution. In finding also the solution, my kind of say, when you want the best out of Robert Lewandowski, Obama also hold that player. Obama the pinning of the two center backs. Obama goes or box them. But what you don't get is that you don't get somebody that adds to the intensity of the press. So in the absence of Robert Lewandowski, there is Ferran Torres, there is Dani Olmo, there is Pedri, there is Lamine Yamal, there is Rafinha. So 4 or 5 players we have. Probably the most aggressive set of players that will be here if you want to press a team. My critical catch us or say it's off about transitional football. Pressing has to be aggressive. And it's in the management of the team, understanding the profiling of the team, the players was top notch. And understanding that Niazavi on the left hand side in playing Rafinha in there in that left hand channel was top notch. Was a brilliant thing to do over there. Now on the field of play, I think that the most important thing about Barca tactically was not just the nominal formation of the 4-2-3-1. In fact, I don't think Barca plays a pure 4-3-3, but there are a lot of rotations. Sometimes you have a 3-2 base in build up, sometimes a 3-1 base, Frankie de Jong and then Pedri, sometimes just Frankie de Jong, sometimes Pedri moves up. I mean, there are a lot of rotations and dynamism. It's never static. But yeah, when you go into the game like that, not over against a certain Madrid team, medical camp, or your wounded lion, or so you're aggressive, the day before, he's coming with a notion that SOG or the pressure to referees. So Barca's game plan tactically, had to be spot on, and that's exactly their team and friend FC Barcelona. Yeah, the press and counter press, and there Barca's 6 to 10 second counter press and press, like not counter press near top notch, like almost quickly. Not going to like aggressive, almost so much ball back. And I think in the first half was probably the best Barca pressing performance. I mean, pressing, counter press, and then having of the ball. The only thing was that once the game went 1-0 out, still the game was still transitional, like very transitional. At that point in time, anything at all can happen. You don't want to play against Madrid and still open up the game and make it too transitional. You want to press, you want to counter press. But the thing is that team be anyway should be more press so aggressively 90 minutes bang 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 bang. It's not possible. Indeed, sad time Barca air pressing, counter pressing to gain momentum of the game, gain the first goal, and then get into it was very important. Very, very important for Papa and friend Hansi Flick. And that's something that he did excellently well. You give him a lot of credit for it. And I love that bit from my friend Hansi Flick. So that was the third thing that he did. Now, number 2. Number 4, sorry. Barca are very, very good in terms of one, almost into the channels into Rafinha, and also be isolating a brand friend Lamine Yamal 1v1. One of the things that you say Barca lack these days is the central progression. So okay, let's say you're more like it, but now people are beginning to see some almost central progression now, and it is kind of Frankie de Jong. And the last time said Casado showed that he's a good player, but now let's show a good player. But really, it will feel Frankie de Jong. First half, about 34 passes now were top notch. Perfect passes, no mistake. It's don't have shown say Obianua will do the level of a brand friend Frankie de Jong in terms of tempo control. Manage a beer or positional play. A tempo controller. One, Sa player ultimately under the most aggressive of pressures on farm. Rodri Cascante, Frankie de Jong, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, like even Jean for Paris Saint-Germain, more 3 of those technicians that will feel every positional play manager. Chelsea has it in Romeo Lavia, but Lavia play so people have not seen it. But these guys want to receive the ball in the tight space and you're doing stand up about the ball. And after receiving it there, what you call the needle eye pass. Like pass be almost said Obitibia Gavi, maybe you see the safe option or about side. These guys they play through you. It is a central progression. Very important. They will penetrate centrally. Dominative. Sometimes they can even carry the ball to break the lines, which is very important. And Barca's option in the central progression was super because so share ball now. The friend is saying, what's the name? Pedri, Barca first goal now. Pedri in the starting move now. Yes, the ball went long into the path of Lamine Yamal, then continued his run to the edge of the box. And for me, that is top level stuff. I say, I don't think there is a midfielder in the game. On the level of our brand here, friend Pedri Gonzalez. I've said it several times. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. On all levels, on all fronts, on all phases of the game, on the ball, off the ball, everything that you want. Pedri Gonzalez is a top notch player, and you give him credit for the growth that he has been able to get on the ball, on bowling, and how much he has grown into it. How much of good football that you see in him in our branch friend Pedri Gonzalez. You give him a lot of credit for it. I think that probably the final thing that Hansi Flick, a lot of the people did not see. Senior you see a branch friend Ferran Torres. It's also Yes, in the absence of Robert Lewandowski, Ferran Torres essentially a number 9, but he played him as a false 9. And then after the game, Ferran Torres ended the man of the match to drop him deeper onto the midfield pair. Number receive ball one. It was more Ferran Torres than Olmo, Pedri, and then Frankie de Jong. Total control of Young. And Ferran's plan was to make deep runs because they had the feeling say if Ferran is dropping deeper, it means that Antonio Rudiger will be doing a chikaka. Udine space more down. Rafinha can make the diagonal run. Lamine Yamal can beat my diagonal run into it. But what he wanted to do was that pull them in. Pull Rudiger bra. Now pull Rudiger Babeshima. What you are able to get is that now there's space in there that you can go in and attack, which is some good stuff over there from my friend Hansi Flick. So I mean 5 solid tactical moves I think really won the game. Hansi Flick AUC won the game for them, and most importantly for me, the 6 to 10 second press and counter press. It was super power. Of course, still with the English Premier League, the run in, is still there. Run in is still there. And team your friend of Liverpool a bit me winning the English Premier League against Tottenham Hotspur. It means that next week a game the Chelsea most likely becomes more academic than anything. And they've done some very good job over there when it comes to the job of Liverpool for Carlo Jurgen Klopp Echo na Abrantia your friend Anna Slot Evana. You knew that was going to be a steep slope, and Slot out without the storm and beautifully well, and then most likely Liverpool will be winning the English Premier League, for the very first time since Jurgen Klopp did the last time during COVID time. It's a very huge one for them, but still our Champions League run in the Monenra. Chelsea did the needful, they did the job. The job was simple. Making sure so Everton. Everton, then you go into the game trying to make sure you stay in the game as long as possible. Liverpool ever back Stamford Bridge at the time when they have already won the league. At the time Liverpool ever back watch league them, stay in the game as long as possible. One of the things I heard from Enra and he said Chelsea have upped their interest in our brand here friend Jamie beyond Gettins, especially after saying Enra they realized they could play a brand here your friend Noni Madueke on the left hand side. What Enzo Maresca edging into beating another left winger Babishim over there. Now, the reason up to now, Chelsea have not finalized the deal for Brentford friend of Victor Osimhen. The salary conversation is still, and I can't several times. Probably the reason Chelsea performances dwindle here somewhat in the season was when Chelsea came in, the time they came in, the kind of football that they play, personnel injuries, Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia, Reece James, again, the absence of a box striker. Anytime they make a Chelsea box striker, and Chelsea they need to find a way to get a box striker. I mean, to say Victor Osimhen deal off because of the salaries now, any idea now, it's most likely Brand here friend Victor Osimhen will not join Chelsea next summer. But Chelsea will not enter talks with Borussia Dortmund for the summer for Brand here friend Jamie beyond Gettins. I mean, Chelsea are really looking at him to see so many the number. I mean, what it means is that next season, say Andre Santos or your backup to Romeo Lavia and Enzo Fernandez can play in both areas. Then Dario Sugu becomes backup to Moses Caicedo. Then you can have, if you want to run everybody, you have top set of teams. You can let Ken Andrews be all go, wait my man squad player, wait me one more player, my squad player, one defender, wait me about some Midfield, one precise utility players, add up to the centre backs, then get a centre forward or it sets it apart. It puts Chelsea in a very good place to go on there, go and compete, and then get a job done now. Enzo Maresca, I say, on the team, Ojidi say they are going to go and play very well. And according to him, also Trevor Chalobah, Jumana Wastad has been solid. He just needed to settle in, and now Chalobah actually will be as a top player. To see Chelsea for him, everything and Brentford friend Jimmy beyond Gettins and after the game, there were a lot of conversations. Emmanuel Petit said the biggest problem Chelsea have is if Caicedo goes to the board and says he wants to leave, I will create a big fight and a real problem. But even if it's 100 million, Chelsea should sell 15 other players before looking at offers for Caicedo over there. I think the Chelsea are not going to sell any of our players now. Any Enzo Fernandez, it's not possible. My message to Chelsea is don't sell Caicedo. He's one of Chelsea's best players, and it's showing why they spend so much money on him. Chelsea will need to sell, but there are about 15 players who should go before he does, of course, and there's no way Chelsea are going. So now, people are not talking about Robert Sanchez. Right now, Nejumano was good, very, very good power, and people should be able to give credit to Robert Sanchez for Jumoye. Today was Sanchez's day. You did watch him grow in confidence at concerns at corners, free kicks, and everything. They were coming under pressure, and he came out and claimed them. He's definitely got the ability to be the number one. It's just a matter of confidence. Robert Sanchez can go bring them. He doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to be the number one over Chelsea. I don't know say number one. With time, when Chelsea are going to get the number one. Enzo Maresca, there's no doubt about Reece and Romeo. Someone can say several times, I have 2 players here available there. Then everything is solid. Chelsea can compete on any day. I saw for the very first time Nicolas Jackson are all ball shot from outside of the box. I mean, it tells you said as a confidence they are starting, but maybe Chelsea will be able to get some form of run-in form. The next one is going to be Abantia, and your friend is going to be my friend in Liverpool, or Stamford Bridge. How things are going to go is going to be very, very important over there. How Chelsea play. I mean, super stuff, guys. Let me draw the curtain on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and in the course of the day, we'll bring you some more. So then, you take care.